Hi guys, my name is Masangu. In today's videos, I want to continue where we ended with access. Remember last time we ended access where we spoke about access, and then we spoke about two objects of access, of which is a table and a form. We said that access, it's when you use Microsoft Access to create a system for your business. We've said that for your business to have that system, you need access, and then we say this access system or the system to run smoothly, it must have a base or a foundation or a framework or a skeleton. So we say that framework or skeleton or foundation for the system, it's a table. So a table, it's a foundation for the system. For example, in the purpose of this tutorial video, we said that the system that we are creating is for the financial institution. So in today's video, I'll show you how do we create a logo. I'll show you how do we create a logo, okay? Just give me a second. Okay, for you and for future, you can now create a logo. In today's video, we will learn how do we create a logo. So to create a logo, it's simple. You can create any logo, taking time to do it so that the logo can be more appealing and be a logo. But for today, to create a logo for any company, for any logo that you know or see, you can use Microsoft Word shapes and text boxes. So you use this as a text box. It's a text box, and you also use a shape to create a logo for your company. Because now I never thought of the name of the company, we'll call it a Easy TVET. Easy TVET Mashonisa. Easy TVET Mashonisa, and we bold it, we go to home, we make it bigger. We are creating a logo. So this is Easy TVET Mashonisa, the name of the example company we are using. Now we come here, we say no fill, we say no outline. Now we come again into the shapes. We'll use shapes to create a logo. We'll use a shapes to create a logo for our company. Just trying to find the logos that are more appealing. Yeah, let me just use this one, and I say to it, it should have the outline color should be black, it should have no fill, and then I copy, I paste this one, I turn it around, I take it and put it here. It's an example. You can use those shapes anywhere and anyhow. And this is an example of how you can create a logo. I know my logo it's lame, just because now I'm thinking of it now, I must do it now fast. But the more you take your time to do these things, your work will be nice. So this, let's say this maybe it's our logo. Okay, this we've just created a logo for that company. So this is the logo for it. I know it's lame and whatsoever, but remember, this is a tutorial video for learning. So it makes just examples. Let's say this is the example of the logo that you've created, and after you've created the logo like this, what you will do then, you will screenshot. So in the language they say is to screen print. You will press the button in your keyboard. It reads PRT SCR simultaneously with the Windows button. So if you press that button, it has screen print your logo that you have created. This is the logo that you have created. You screen print it, and then you search for paint. Okay. After searching for paint, let's say you open paint. After you've opened paint, you paste. You come here to paste. You paste your logo. After you've pasted, it has pasted the whole screen. because you screen print. Then you say crop. After cropping, you mark where you want to crop, and then you click on the side. Sorry, you mark where you want to crop and you click crop, and then it's been cropped like that. And then you go to save as, and then you save picture as. Let's choose a desktop so that you can find your picture, and let's say call it a easy TVET Mashonisa. Okay, now you have a logo. Okay, now you have a logo for your stuff. Okay, this is the logo. So when you close here, we also close here. Don't say. So we have a logo here, Easy TVET Mashonisa. When you open it, it will open in pictures or open as a picture. It's a picture. Okay, you can even close this one. Okay. So the picture is doing so slow. Let's just close it. Okay, there we go. So it's open as a picture like this, Easy TVET Mashonisa. So this is an example of how you do a logo, but you can create any type of a logo using Microsoft Word pictures and shapes and text boxes. But this was the simplest or the example, a good example of how you create a logo. Let's go back to our access where we are. So here we said that you have two objects. Let me go and show you how do you then insert a picture here. So you go to here where it says insert image or where it says logo, because it's a logo. But let's just say image for today, for peace sake, and then let's browse. Let's go back to desktop where we have saved that logo, and then we choose it, Easy TVET Mashonisa. Okay, we say okay, and then we draw it here. We want every form, every document to have our logo from this system. So we put it here in the first form, and then when we double click it here, it has a property sheet as well. We say mood size, we say stretch, okay, so that it can at least be stretched throughout. And then we close, we say yes, we want to save changes. And when we open the form, now it has the logo that we've created. But now, I wanted to explain that last time we spoke about only four objects here, of which is a table, a form, a query, and a report. But my point is here in a form. A form can be used to insert data in the table, so it has two uses. It's an interface user that the first use, and another use for a form is to make a statement. So you use a form to make a statement. But let's go back and create another table. So in today, we will create a table transaction. So this is a new table that we want to create. Let's choose design view. It wants save as transaction table. So this is a transaction table. Okay. Transaction table. Okay. We say okay. So in this transaction table, we want the primary key to be time. So let's say it's time, and then here on the data field type, we say date and time. After date and time, and then here on format, we choose only time, because we want only time to appear there. And then we say the default value. Here where it says default value, we say now. Okay, we say now. Okay, now, and then we open and close brackets. Okay, and then we come here, we type date, we type day, or let's type date. Now it asks you, you say okay, it asks you like a common name, like things like date, things like name. It will ask you, do you really want to use that? We say yes, yes, yes. And then we choose date and time again, but here the format we change it. We choose a date like We choose a date one. The date that I want, let's take this one. Okay, it's a medium date, and the default value, let's say now. Okay, again. Open and close bracket, and then it's fine. Then let's go to the next field. The next field, it's when the customer comes to borrow money from us. We say name of customer or name of client. Okay. So after the name of the client, now look what I will do. We'll create a relationship between the table. We use lookup wizard, the field type. It's lookup wizard. Now, the lookup wizard has two functions. The first function of lookup wizard is to create a relationship between tables. Another one is to create options. Now, we are using this lookup wizard to create a relationship between these two tables. So we say next, it means that the information will take it from this table. And then we will only want name of a person and their ID number to make sure that it's the same person. It's a correct person. So it is confirming if is these types of information we look for. We say yes. Enable data integrity, cascade delete. I will explain other dates for that, and then we say finish. Okay. They say for the relationship to be created, the table must be saved. You want to save a table? Yes. Okay. We save the table, then we continue amount borrowed. So here we say amount borrowed. So because this, so for amount borrowed we use currency. Now in the point of currency, so the access, you don't have to choose a symbol for the currency. So it uses a system. So you need to go to settings for you to choose currency. And then when you go to settings, you change the region to be South Africa so that the, you go to here. So it says current time date, it's Wednesday, and time zone is Pretoria, okay? And then you come here, region formatting, and then it says South Africa, region, country, region, South Africa. We are safe. So our currency will be rand. So if you are busy with access somewhere and it does not give you the currency symbol that you like, you must change it from the system of the computer. It does not have the option like Excel where you have to format a cell. You can't format a cell here. You format other things but not the currency. Okay, let's continue then. Amount borrowed is currency. So that amount will come back. We say interest. Okay, we will have a monthly interest. Let's say a payment period. Okay, payment period. Let's say maybe we will use a lookup wizard for options. So lookup wizard, we use it for two things. For options, we also use lookup wizard for creating a relationship between tables. So let's use it for options in this case. Okay, let's use lookup wizard for options. So we say next, and then the options that we want, it must have two columns, and the first one it's 1, and then here we say month. Okay, and then the second one, it's, let's say a person will borrow money, it's 2, and then we say month here, and then here we say 3, and then here we say month, and then here we say 6, and then here we say month, and then here we say 12, here we say month. Okay, we say next, we say next. Now, today we are explaining what is limit to the list. So we say the previous we will explain it later is now. So when they say limit to the list, it means that the options that you have created in that field, you don't have any other option. It's not optional. it will choose only from the options that are in the list. So since I've got there 1, 2, 3, 6, and 12 months, when we choose, they will only have those options, no other options. So it won't allow us to type with our in the keyboard to give other options. We'll have only those numbers 1, 2, 3, 6, and 12 only, and then we say finish. So that is a payment period. And then let's go to monthly installment. So here we type monthly installment. So for the monthly installment here, we go to calculated field. Oh, sorry, because now we are about to do the calculated field. Let's delete this from. Because we are about to do a calculated field, it means we must save the table. So yes, we want to save the table. So without a primary key, but let's open it. We will do the time a primary key. I forgot to do that design view. So the time is primary key. Now, the payment period. Now, we are here now. We want a monthly installment, and it's a calculated field. And then a monthly installment to be a calculated field is amount borrowed divided by a period. And then we say okay. And then let's continue there. Let's say table. So I like to say, if you are doing calculated field, because they become complicated, they've got rules, validation, you can go wrong knowing or not knowing. So we save before we do a calculated field, we save after we've done a calculated field. So after monthly, so we do a payable amount, or yeah, let's call it payable, payable. I think I'm not good with spellings. A payable amount. So let's do the payable amount. It's also a calculated field. So we go to calculated field. I forgot. Before we do a calculated field, we save. After we've done a calculated field, we save. Let's save, because I'm about to do a calculated field. So payable amount is calculated field, and then it's do we have interest here? Or we don't have even interest before. Before we do this one, let's put interest here in between. So we'll delete this one and we put interest. Let's put interest here. So interest, we say, is equal to calculated field. I forgot. Because it's a calculated field, we need to save first. Save. Okay, is interest. So interest. So we say interest, and then after interest here, it's a calculated field. Interest is a monthly installment multiplied by 30%. So it's 0.3. So we'll use a comma there, not a point, because it will disallow us. So we say okay. So the interest is a calculated field, monthly installment is a calculated field. And then we now do a payable amount. So payable amount is also a calculated field. So let's delete this one and let's save first. I forgot to save. Let's save before we continue. Now we continue, we say payable amount. So for payable amount, we then, it's a calculated field as well. So we say payable amount is monthly interest plus interest. Monthly installment plus interest. So it's a calculated field. We say okay. So it's also okay like that. Just to see if everything is going well, let's go back to the table and see. So let's say close, we close here. We want to save changes, yes. So, and then we open the table. So this is a table we are using. So automatically, because we've used the function now, it automatically creates the time and the date automatically for us. And then we just say default value. It's for today time and today day. Unless maybe you are doing a record that you are capturing a record that has passed, and then you will change. You will be able to change because we just say it is a default value. Okay, the name of the customer, we've created a relationship, and we can choose from the customer table. We can choose the names. These names are there in the customer table. So let's say Bongani came to borrow money, and Bongani came to borrow 3,000 rand. And then we press tab, and then we choose how many months Bongani will pay. And then if Bongani will pay this amount in 3 months, therefore Bongani will pay 1,000 a month. Because in the calculated field that we've done, we said 3,000 divided by 3. And the currency, it's rand, because the system, it's using South African regional setting, as we have explained. And then when we look at this interest, it's 30% or it's 30%, because we've said multiplied by 30%, 0.3, because when you use a percentage sign, it gives you problems. So we've decided to use 0.3 as a 30%. And we then have this one, payable amount at this month is 1,003. Okay, let's have a balance, a column, or let's have a balance field. So we'll continue. We go to design, and we say a balance. We say balance. It's also a calculated field, so we must save first before we do a calculated field. We right click, we say save, and then we type here, we say balance. Okay? After we say balance here, because it's a calculated field, we say calculated field. Yes, we have saved. So a balance, it will have other tables whereby you will have a previous month balance, something like that. You will make it as a relationship between tables. But for the first month, the balance, it will be a amount borrowed minus payable amount. No. Because payable amount, it has interest. It has not put interest because we did monthly interest. So amount borrowed minus monthly installment. This is a calculated field, example of the balance field. We close to save, yes, and then we also open the amount. So now let me just show you. So this is a balance, it's automatically, because this person has already paid 1,000 rand, automatically they owe 2,000 rand, okay, and they will pay 1,300 because that is the amount with interest. So in today's video, we were doing those calculated fields. Now we'll do two forms. We'll do a form and then we close the video. We do two forms. The first form is the form to make transactions, and the second form, it's a form invoice, but now it's a statement to the customer. We do customer statement, and then we use a form to do that, not a report. Okay? And we can do tomorrow or the next coming videos, we do queries. In queries, we'll be doing a statement for customer whereby they'll calculate remaining balance or monthly installment or a statement of account. So for that one, before we do a query for it. So after running a query for it, and then it means we do another table, but that table it's for calculation purpose. Okay, let's do those forms for today. Let's close this table, and then let's go to create, and then we create a form using a form wizard. And then after creating using a form wizard, we want all fields from the transaction table. Now here you choose the table, but the table that you want to use is transaction table. You say next, and then you say finish. So this is a form for making a transaction. Now we will then right click here, we say design view. What was that? We say design view. This is a design view, or it's a table, sorry. Let's read that message. Either object not able to transaction table to open, another user open. Do you want to open the table and read information? I don't know what I've done, but let's come here on transaction table. We right click and we rename it, or we must close it before we rename it. We right click and we rename it, and then after rename it here, we say transaction form because it's a form. Now we right click and go to design view. So this is, we want to add buttons for this form, and we want to add logo because everything we add logo. Let's start by logo. We say select, we choose a logo that we've created, and then we draw it here. And then we double click on it, we go to picture size mode, we go to stretch, okay, so that it can fit nicely here, okay, and then it fits nicely there, and then we also double click here so that we go to form property sheet, and then we make it a pop-up, yes, okay, and then we want to add buttons, and then let's drag to have a footer here. You click here, you draw the button here. The first button is to say it's a record operation, new record. Next, the name of it is new transaction. Let's just call it transaction. Okay, and then after calling it a transaction, you say finish. So this button is called transaction. And then let's click here and we draw it here. This one, we name it a record operation delete, and then we say delete transaction. And then we say finish, and then we want it to be a square button. And then let's make another button here. After this one, we come and click the button here. Let's say go to the next record, next, and then we say next transaction, or we just say next. Let's say finish, and then let's do another last button, and then double click here. We click here. After clicking here, sorry for that. We click here. After clicking here, we draw this one, and then we say it's a previous, and then we say next, the name of it, we say it's back, and then we say finish, okay? Okay, so these are buttons for this form, and then we close to save. Yes, we want to save, and then let's see how it looks, the form for transaction. So this is the form for transactions. Let's open on the background so that you can see. Let's open the transaction table. This is a transaction table, and this is the form. So with this form, with our logo, with this form, you make transactions. So any transaction when it's about to take place, you press a transaction, and then the client maybe came, and then the name of the client is refiller. You choose refiller. Refiller came to borrow 5,000 rand. You want to pay it within 3 months. Okay. So all the things are calculated to say that. When refiller wants to come and pay to borrow 3,000 rand. When Refile want to come and borrow 5,000 rand, sorry. When Refile come to borrow 5,000 rand, if she chooses to pay within a period of 3 months, her monthly installment it will be 1.6. But their interest is 500. Monthly installment with a interest is this payable amount is 2.100. So after paying for the first month, the amount that will remain is 3,000. So that was the purpose of today, to know how to do calculated field and how to create logo and how to insert the logo or pictures. You can use these pictures as a background. We will do it on the coming videos, and this is the first type of a form that we have made, and now we are doing the second type of the form. Now the second type of a form, it's a form that we use to make statement. Oh, I forgot to save receiver. Let me open the form again. Let me refresh. If it does not appear after you've inserted, you can come and refresh here. Once you refresh here, it will have this amount. So this hash, it means that the number is too long to appear here. Doesn't mean many things. It just means that the number is too long for the column. If you stretch columns, it will show you the number that you want. For example, let's stretch this column. This number is too long. So when you stretch it, you see how to do it. So, but because it's money, we will go back to settings and make them all to be 2 decimal places. We'll make them to be 2 decimal places. But for today's video, another one, let's make a invoice, example of the invoice, or the example of the customer statement. Okay, this is an example of the customer statement. So I'm saying to do a customer statement or invoice, you will then use the form. You don't use a report. So it means you will create another, let's close this table because we need it. We'll create another form. Then you say form, sorry. This one, it's a long drive. The wizard is more faster. So we use a form wizard. We want it from the transaction table, yes. We want all fields, yes. And then you say next, and then you say next, and then you say finish. And then now, this is a form. You will change this form to be a statement. Okay? And then you go, because you now have this one, you rename it. You want to close it before you rename it. You rename it, and then you say customer statement. Okay, and then you have your forms here. This one is customer statement, and then you open it with design view. Now you will stretch this one because you want customer statements. You always insert logo for your work for all the forms and statements. So the statement must have a form or a logo. Okay, let's stretch it. I like to stretch it, but let us just stretch it, or let us just leave it like that, and then let us just put it here on our right side. Okay. This is a customer statement, and then we will use this table to say we type the let customer statement. Okay, come to So I want to delete this one. Okay, let's say maybe you type here, I'll show you at the end. Customer statement, and then maybe time and date, it's fine. And then this customer name and amount, you want them here. And then maybe you are designing a statement. So payment period, 3 months, and interest balance. So these ones, you want to put this one here, and you want to put this one here. Okay, you want to close this one to be this size, so that you can take this one and put it here. You take this one and put it here. Or let's do like this. Okay. You highlight this one, you right click, you go to align. Then you go to size, and then you say to the shortest, okay? Sorry, to the narrowest, sorry, size to the narrowest, okay? And then they are almost equal now. And then maybe you highlight them again, all of them, you make them smaller, okay, sharp. And then you take this payment period, you put it here, you take this one and you put it here. You take this one, you put it here. For example, you take this one, you put it here. You take this one, you put it here. You take this one, you put it here. And then you take this one, you put it here. You take this one, you put it here. Okay. And you also take this one, you put it here. Sorry for that. We'll align them. You take this one, you put it here, and then the balance one, you take it and put it here. For example, it's just an example. No? It's an example. You can do further calculation, further things. This is an example, and let me just close it to see how it looks like. So your customer statement, it's now almost look like this. And then let's see how it look like when you print it. Okay, sorry for that. I've deleted that logo just to change here to type easy TVET Mashonisa customer statement. Let me put the logo again. I want the logo here, and I want it to stretch and fill it here. And then I'll right click on it, or I'll double click on it, and size mode stretch. And then okay. And then let me see how it looks now. Customer statement. Now it return easy TVET Mashonisa customer statement, and then it has this everything here, but it's not aligned nicely. So let us align it, then we go back to design. We highlight this one. We want to align it to the grid. Okay, let's align top and see what is happening, and then let's align again. Right. Let's align left and see what is happening. This does not look nice. It's fine. Let's look at it. Let's align this one again. This one they also need alignment somehow. We right click and we align it to top. And let's see how it look like. When we look at it. It's almost done. It's almost done, guys. And then yeah, I think it's nice like this. Let's go back to design, and then we remove this one. It's disabled, and then it's nice like this. So this is how you place customers, and then we'll have then the buttons, and then we're done. So the first button is the button. Let's start with the printing button. So we select this one. We say form operation, and then we say print the form, and then we say next which form do you want. It's a customer statement, and then next, and then the text, the form is print statement. So we say print, and then we say statement. Okay, and after printing statement we say next, we say finish, and then this is the button to print our statement. Okay, here we'll put only 2 buttons, then we're done. After the first button is the next record operation, is the next record. Go to the next record, and then we just type there next. Okay, after typing next, we say finish. So this is the next button. So this is the next button, and the last button on the customer statement or the invoice that we've just created, it's a previously, then we name it back. So we will say back as a name, and then we finish it. Now we have statements. Okay, we have a system. Now the system is making sense now, because now we've pushed for it to reach this stage. Now if it's like this, so, and it's let's just close here. After closing, we'll say yes. Okay, done. So we have a system now. In this system, it means if the customer comes for the first time, we go to customer information, we register the customer using this form. And then after we've registered the customer, and then if the customer qualified to take a loan from us, we come to here, we do a transaction. It will calculate for us all the amount. After that, if the customer requires a statement, okay, we go to